Mormon Battalion was a really great experience, actually, because we just went off, and at first all the guys were like, yeah, we don't have to pull the carts, but then once we got to the end, we got a 15-minute lesson on how, even though we are really excited that we didn't have to pull the carts, we left the young ladies to pull the carts, and how much we need to respect them and how much we truly do appreciate them. So it was really good.
The women's pull was really hard. It kind of showed me how weak I was and how I can't do a lot without the Lord's help. Like, I can only do my best, which isn't very much, but then the Lord will help me, and then I'll be okay. They are so strong. I can't believe how hard they push themselves. I'm so proud of them. I'm like the big sister, so I'm supposed to be the strong one, but really they were the strong ones, and I'm so proud of them.
Push! We can have our wagon!
It's all right, they're all one cup. So what you can do is go down and help them.
We need to help them. They're getting to the
And in the middle of it, when we were like struggling and didn't know if we could make it all the way up, we'd have like some of our leaders and our maws pop in and like help us, and they all encouraged us to finish it. And afterwards, when we had done like 2 or 3 carts, it really like, yes, we did this. Like, no boys, that's right, we're strong. Woo!
It was definitely the hardest thing ever done, but it was so worth it in the end. Like,
yeah, I agree with Jordan. It was definitely hard, but it was worth it. In the end, I was just so happy to be up that hill.
We made a song to go with the hill too.
Yeah.
Let's get up this mountain to defeat the hill. Did they send us daughters when they asked for sons? Were the awesomest lives I've ever met? And you can bet before we're through, Heavenly Father will make a man out of us. We did the first one, and then my dad was like, "That's gonna be easy compared to the first one." Are you kidding me? That was so hard.
All right, girls, good job.
It got more difficult, and then we went the downhill when the angels came. It was like amazing. I was trying to actually like imagine that they weren't really there, and so it actually like helped me spiritually.
They felt like angels at the time.
Definitely. Because they would talk to you, they just like grab your hand or grab your cart and help you up. And it's like immediately you could feel the difference when they start helping you. The women's pool was like, okay, at first it was crazy hard, and I was like, man, we're not gonna be able to make this without the boys. But it's probably like my favorite part about the trek. It was like opened your eyes so much to how much our ancestors did for us.
I was like,
cried.
just
a little bit.
Just throw me
No, the
down
worst
it.
part
I
is
don't
that
want to
my
do this.
dad, he was like, oh, this one's gonna be easy compared to the next
As
one.
we're all
I was
like
are you
heaving
serious?
over
That was
our
the easy-
little
that was the
hill.
hardest thing I've ever done.
You guys did it though.
And
That was
at the
that was
bottom,
impressive.
looking up and
Yeah.
seeing the guys, it was
Yeah,
like,
we could see them from a long time away, and I was just like, we gotta make it up that hill to them.
That was the hardest part, was watching them pulling the carts up the hill, and we were strictly told not to help them until our leader said, okay, you can go and help them now. They encouraged singing, because the singing would just take your mind off of everything else that was going on, and it would just kind of help you on your way. And our leader just told us, maybe we should sing for them. Maybe it'll help them along their way a little bit. Just encourage them, you're almost there, you can hear us. So we started singing for them. We hope it helped.
I kind of felt bad and sorry because I wanted to go help them.
Seeing those women struggle up there, not being able to help, I was ready to cry.
For me, I had the blessing of being an angel on the women's pool and seeing all those girls struggle through that and not quit, not one of them. Even when I felt like quitting, and I couldn't do anymore, they were still pushing, and I have so much respect for our young women now, and that's probably just going to be burned into my mind forever.
It was the women's pool. We had one of our girls couldn't really push because she was really exhausted and feet were blistered and everything, the worst probably. And so the girls were pushing up. Paul Carling had passed away, and then he came back as an angel and helped push up. And but then when we got to the top, two of our girls had heat exhaustion. And up at the top, it was the biggest trial, but it was also the biggest blessing, because I got to give blessings, priesthood blessings, to three of my little girls.
I was pushing the wagon in the back for her, and we got to this really difficult part, and I fell, and she came in for me, and I was like, no, you can't push the wagon, get away, and I pushed her away. And so I was pushing the wagon, and my brothers came, and then once we got to the top, I ended up having a heat stroke, and I fell, and I collapsed. And so they had to take me away, but it was still like so strong, and I got a blessing. It was just amazing.
When the girls started to come with their handcart, we had to wait till they got to a certain distance, which was very hard for many of the boys and men, because we wanted to help push. It was kind of, we saw how they're, like, some were suffering, but like they're having a hard time sometimes, and it just, you felt like you needed to do something to help them, and you couldn't.
We got to a point where we couldn't go on anymore, and we were staggering and falling, and it was just getting really, really difficult. And then our pa had died earlier that morning, and then all of a sudden our dead pa like jumps in the middle of the cart, and I was just like, dang, we can do this now. And all these angels came and help us, and I was really tired still, but I was trying to say thank you, and we were just going, and then the guys were singing, and it was an amazing experience. So it was hard, but I just cried afterwards because it made me so grateful that we have support in our life, and that Heavenly Father could be that support to the pioneers, and they must have like really believed the gospel to have gone all that way and tried so hard for us so we could be here today, so we could worship freely. So that really, really strengthened my destiny.
At the end of it, I couldn't do it anymore, and then my brothers just came and pushed it, and I was so thankful for them, because I would have just fallen down. Then they just ran in and started pushing and kicked me out of the way.
They're really strong, I learned that. We finally got to help them at the very top.
Walk on, walk on, walk on, walk on, walk on.